everyone, it's Erica here from Me to You Paper Crafts, and today I am working with the Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle. This is an absolutely gorgeous bundle. This was brought out last year in our holiday catalog, and it was very, very popular, and Stampin' Up! Decided to reintroduce it into this year's holiday catalog. So you will find this on page 19. And it is still a bundle at a 10% savings, where you get the stamp set with these beautiful baubles or Christmas tree ornaments, a beautiful piece of holly here, and 3 greetings. Okay, then it also is bundled with these 2 fabulous punches, which I have here. So here's the stamp set, and here are the 2 punches. One is for the larger elongated ornament, and the other one is for this adorable, I call it a stubby one, but it's just as cute as a button. And these ornaments really remind me of when I was growing up. These are the types of ornaments. They were in that beautiful glass material, easy to break. I remember when our cat got onto the tree, and some of them came crashing to the ground. And the only way to pick them up was with your vacuum cleaner, because it was very, very fine glass. And then it also comes with these gorgeous papers. Now I know the picture here doesn't really justify it, and I have used a lot of the papers already, and I need to buy a new pack. But I'll just show you. These are, so this was one of the papers, and the colors in here are Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and the base color is very vanilla, and there's copper foil throughout. So they're just absolutely stunning papers, as you can see. All you need to do is to use the punches and punch them out. No stamping required. And if you wanted to, you know, create many, many Christmas cards, then just punch out the papers. You don't have to stamp or emboss or anything. Quick and easy. So that was one of the patterns, and then this one is absolutely stunning. It's got these ornaments all over it, and then the back of it is this beautiful Mossy Meadow pattern. This is another gorgeous one with a variety of different leaves and berries on here, and then this was the back of it, was the stars in the Mossy Meadow and the Pretty Peacock. I just love the color combinations. Here's another one, and look at the stripes. They're just gorgeous. Here's yet another one with a bunch of little stars. And also, if you look in the annual catalog, we actually have these little copper stars, embellishments that you can use on your card. I have them in my stash here somewhere. I might find them and pull them out for you a little bit later on, because I can't find them quickly. I've got a lot of embellishments. Love embellishments. I can't put my hands on them right now. They're in here though. Okay, so that's that set of papers, and then of course this one is also very beautiful. This punches out a beautiful ornament as well. So those are your papers, and yeah, so I'm going to show you this gorgeous card. Now I got this idea from Lisa Curcio. She makes some beautiful cards. She's a demonstrator in the United States, and I'll show you the card that I found on YouTube. This is it. She made this with the prized Peony suite of products, which is also another gorgeous products. And I need to tell you that we currently have, to the end of October, we have a 15% off select DSP paper packs. So this card is ideal for using DSP. Look at that. It just opens up. So the main part of the card is DSP, and it is backed with a quarter sheet of cardstock. So you can make umpteen number of cards using your DSP with this beautiful fun fold. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Looks complicated, but it is not, and I'm going to show you how to make it. All right, so let's set aside this for a second, because I want to show you your scoring. Now, there will be a blog post associated with this. The link will be down below. And I want to show you the scoring is dead easy. So you can either use your Stampin' Trimmer, or you can use your scoreboard, and you've got 4 simple scores to do. All right, so I've already pre-scored mine. Okay, and this is what it's going to end up looking like. So you're going to place this onto your scoreboard, and you're simply going to score this at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, excuse me, and 10. So 2, 4, 8, and 10. And the size of this paper is 5 1/4 across by 12. So you use the full 12-inch side. Okay, and then you fold it like a gatefold. Okay, you're going to fold it like that. Okay, so you fold the 2 center ones first. That's what I did. Fold that, and then fold that one, and then you fold these back. Okay, like that. Now, on this example, I used the squares framelets to create my centerpiece, but you could use circles or ovals, whatever framelets that you have. You could also just decorate the front panels on here. You could add some more cardstock, and you could stamp some images on here. You could also create a belly band for it. So you've got a lot of variety for this fun fold, okay? But I absolutely love the way it looks like a big triangle, okay? So, for the inside of the card, you need a piece of, depending on the background of your DSP, this one happens to be very vanilla, so I've cut this very vanilla piece 3 3/4 by 5, okay, and that's going to go on the inside, and I will do some stamping on that. Once you've folded your cardstock, then you're going to take a pencil and you are going to mark up the sides here at 2 1/2 inches. So if I put this along my grid sheet here, I think you can see this in the video. Yes, you can. I'm going to mark up from the top. I'm going to mark down 2 1/2 inches. Okay, so 1, 2 1/2. So I'm going to put a little tick mark there. And then I'm going to follow this line over here and make another tick mark over here. Okay, so you have 2 1/2 inches down and 2 1/2 inches down. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to get your paper trimmer out. And you're going to make a couple of cuts on the diagonal. Okay, so you're cutting from that tick mark on the side up to this first score line on this panel. You're going to cut right across there, and you're going to cut across from this tick mark up to that corner there. Okay, so what you want to do is line up that tick mark. I'm hoping I can see it. There it is. Line up that tick mark with the score line. So get that right centered in your track. There's my tick mark, and there's my score line. Okay, and then I'm going to cut up. And you're going to use these pieces. Okay, so just set that aside. Then you're going to go over to the other side, find that tick mark again. There's my tick mark. I should have made them a little bit darker. And then where's my score line? Hard to see with this pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little mark here. Oh, here's my other pencil. So I'm just going to rub here, and then I can erase it. I'm just going to rub a little bit on that side so I can see where that fold is. You want to make sure this is precise, otherwise it doesn't work out very well. Oh, perfect. I got it right. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay, so because it's two-sided designer series paper, you get to see the back through there. Okay, you can put your trimmer away. And then what you do is you take these two triangles, okay, and you are going to reverse them so that you get the pretty peacock in this case, and you're going to just glue these to the bottom like that, and so you end up with this triangle in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my silicone sheet. I am going to use my Tombow glue for this. I don't want to go too close to the edges because I don't want it squirting out. So this piece is going to go into this corner right here. What I like about Tombow too is it gives you a chance to slide it if you need to slide it around. And I'm just going to hold that into place because I am gluing copper or foil onto foil. It takes a little bit longer to dry or to adhere. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. This is going to go into this corner here. See how I can slide that into place beautifully. Okay. So pretty simple so far. All right, so there you go. There is your triangle. Smart looking, isn't it? Okay, so as I said earlier, you could do whatever you want on here. All right, so now what I want to do is I have already, like I said, I chose to use my Night of Navy cardstock and then emboss in gold on top. So again, that is a real simple, fast way to get out your ornaments if you were duplicating this for mini cards. So I love it when it comes with punches or dies because you always have lots of options, okay? So let's punch out this second one. Easy peasy. I just love punching. Okay, so we're going to do something with these. Okay, now I'm going to pull out my square framelits here, and I'm going to use the very largest scallop, I think, on here. And then I am going to create this. I have to think about my color coordination here. So I think I might stick with the Very Vanilla because I want these to show up on the Very Vanilla. So I'm going to cut this and I will be right back. I changed my mind. I typically do all of my cutting and embossing off camera over on my other table, but because I have the brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss, which I absolutely love, I wanted to bring it into focus and show you just in case you haven't seen it yet. But this is just a beautiful machine, white and gray, and what I love about it, it is much more compact. So if you like to go over and craft with friends, friends that are in your bubble, of course, then it's easy to carry. And it's not as heavy as the Big Shot. So it's easy, it's very light, okay? And the only assembly is to, I don't know if you can see this, but the only assembly is attaching a handle. So very, very simple to attach. I have to tell you, it's a very smooth running machine. And on certain surfaces, it will, when you pull down the two sides, there's some little thumb notches here. You put your thumbs in there and you pull it down, and you pull it down like that, and then it will, it's got some suction cups on the bottom, so it should stick to your tabletop. It doesn't stick to all surfaces, but I think it will stick to quite a few. All right, and then very similar, I mean, nothing really has changed. The sandwiches are exactly the same as the Big Shot. So you get your base platform, and Stampin' Up! Has now numbered everything, and there's full instructions on the base plate. Tells you what your sandwich should be for die cutting and what your sandwich should be for your embossing, okay? So you've got that, then that's plate number 1, the base plate. Then if you're cutting anything, then you're going to use a number 2, and we are cutting, okay? So you need number 2, and remember, this is not a cutting surface. You always need an acrylic plate So these acrylic plates now are numbered number 3, okay? Mine is already getting well loved. So number 3, and then I have my top plate. Now, when I use my Big Shot, I use one plate always as my cutting plate, and then I use the other one always as the top plate. And when this gets really, really worn out, then I'll switch them and then buy a new plate for the top plate, or for the bottom, no, sorry, for the top plate. Did I say that right? When this wears out, this top plate becomes the bottom plate, and then I buy a new top plate. I think I got that right this time. Okay, so the other thing I'm trying to be more conscious of is to prevent, you'll never prevent the warping. I mean, it's just because of the strength of the machine, these acrylic plates do warp. But I am trying that every time I use it, before I cut, I'll just flip it over. Okay, and I'm trying to remember to do that. So I cut, and then I come back to the machine and I flip it over, and I cut. Okay, and then I do the same with the top plate. I just keep flipping them over. So hopefully they won't warp as much. And as time goes on, you'll probably see that when I do my next video. Okay, so we need our acrylic plate, then you need your paper, and then you need your frame, okay, or your die. Now, when you have anything that has a straight line across it, I always recommend not going in straight, but going in on a little bit of an angle. It's just a little bit easier on the die. Then you need your top plate, so let's just pull this out a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to put that in on an angle, and then I'm going to put in my top plate like that. Make sure my plates are nice and even, and then I'm going to run it through. I have to tell you, it is a lot more smooth to run through. And the other thing I have to tell you is I have not yet had to go through twice, okay? Everything seems to cut very well. All right, so there is my scallop. Okay, so let me put this back on my other table and get it out of the way, but I just wanted you to see that. I can fully understand how many of you do not want to buy a new embossing machine. But when time comes, when you do want one, or you just want one, you can put it on your Christmas wish list. Okay, so we've got that now. And let me pull back in my card. So here's my card. So this is going to go on the front like so. Now we also have these new vellum doilies that I did use on the other card, and I think I'm going to use it again on here just because I can. These are gorgeous. They're square vellum doilies. Look at that. They're just beautiful. Now you want to watch because there could be a few die cuts that didn't poke through. So you want to kind of look at that. We're going to build this up and then we will mount it on the card. Now, I'm going to not worry about sticking this down, but you could just use some tape runner to stick it down and make sure the tape runner is positioned where your Christmas ornaments are going to be. But I'm not even going to bother with that because I'm going to mount these on dimensionals, and then the dimensionals will mount the vellum to the cardstock there. So let's just pull out my dimensionals. So we'll put one at the top and then one at the bottom. So I'll put one here. And then one here. Like so, okay? This is calling for a little bit of ribbon on here. So let me see what I've got in my drawer here. I've got this new This is in our holiday catalog. These are all of the ribbons. Maybe not all of them, but most of them from the holiday catalog. And look, we've got these really nice, we've got this muted gold. This would make a lovely little bow. So let's just add a couple of little bows on here. What I love about this is it frays. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It will fray. So let's make just a couple of little bows. Let me get out my paper snips. Okay, so I'm going to make my second bow here, and then I'm going to attach these bows with glue dots. Okay. That loop's a bit big. Let's make that a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, so here are my glue dots. Now, when I use my glue dots for this, I like to roll them. So I just grab it and I roll it in between my fingers, and then I stick it on where I want the bow to be. So there's one. And here's another one. Okay. Just stick our bows on there. Okay, I think that adds a little extra something something. And something else that I'm going to add is I will add a few embellishments on here as well. Put some stuff away here. Okay, so now when you go to put this on, you want to only glue half of it. And I'm going to stick this on dimensional. No, I'm not. I'm going to put this flat because these are already on dimensional, so I don't want this to be too thick for mailing. And so I'm just going to put some glue on this piece here. I'm just going to use my Tombow so I can slide it around if I need to. So I'm just going to put a bit of Tombow here. Okay. All right, and make sure you get it nicely lined up. So it's easy because it's point to point. So see, and I can slide it a bit because I don't want those sticking out the sides too much. Okay, so there's my half glued down. Look how beautiful that is coming along. Okay, so now let's see. We've got some greetings. Now, what I already took out a greeting. I took out, oh, and I wanted to use some of this holly. It's absolutely gorgeous. I should have embossed this on here in gold. So maybe I'll do that later. But look, I've got this Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. I think I'm going to stick that on there, and I'm going to stamp this in Night of Navy. I like to get away from black every now and then. Okay, now I like to use my grid sheet and I line up my card. Okay, yeah, this might be a bit big. Oh, maybe that's for another card. I think I'm just going to do that. There was another There's another little embellishment in here, this one here, which might be kind of fun. I could do that maybe on the bottom. In Night of Navy, let me just grab a block and put this on. And actually, maybe I'll bring in that pretty peacock color. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite colors, and it's it was last year's in color, so this will retire next year when the new annual catalog comes out. Now, when you use thin stamps, narrow stamps like this, what I like to do is always have a little look-see, because you want to make sure you go up and down on your ink pad and don't press, okay? These are spongy, and if you press into the ink pad, you're going to get ink along the edges. So I always like to double check around the edges, run my finger around to just take off any extra ink. You can also use Q-tips. I keep meaning to refill my Q-tip jar here on my table, and I've forgotten still. So let's just line this up again. And then we'll put this maybe at the bottom. And we could also use this on the envelope. There. That creates a nice inside. So let's put this Night of Navy away. I'll keep my pretty peacock. I'll do my envelope afterwards. And now I can put some tape runner on here, or our new Stamp and Seal, it's called. This is our new tape runner. Sometimes it needs just a little encouragement to get started, and then you want to just very lightly run this across your cardstock. You don't need a lot of pressure. And now we're going to put this on the inside of the card. And find those center pieces, or those score lines, so you get it centered. There we go. And there you have your card. Now I thought I would put a few, we've got these beautiful gold, oh not that one, that's a gift for somebody. Let me pull out my embellishment box and see what we've got in here. Oh, I know something else. Lots of embellishments for Christmas. There are these Christmas rhinestones here. I could use these. Those Night of Navy ones are very pretty. Or, oh, here are the stars I was talking about earlier. These are cute too. And then we've got, what else would work on here? Oh, these are beautiful, these little gold pearls. These would look nice. I think I'll do the gold pearls. It's nice to have a selection of different rhinestones, or different, yeah, rhinestones and pearls, any of our embellishments. We have a lot to choose from, which is always nice. And we also have lots of beautiful ribbons and trim. So I'm just going to put a few of these. It would be stunning to fill every single square here with pearls, but I'm just going to put a few on here. And I might put one or two. Let's see, there's a good center focal point there. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So there you have your card. It's just a stunning fun fold, I think. So there's that one, and then I'll just bring in the peony one again. So you could do it either for, oh, you know what I forgot? Look at that. I don't have my backing. That's what this navy, I was thinking, what is this Night of Navy cardstock doing here? So this should measure, it's a quarter sheet of 8.5 by 11. So this should measure 4 1/4 by 5.5. That's right, I did already pre-cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over, and I think I'll just use Tombow glue on here. So just put this on the back, like so. And then center this on this base. And then we'll be done. Yeah, Tombow's great because you can slide it around. Okay, that's lovely. There, that makes it a little, I thought it felt a bit flimsy. There you go. There's your card. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's beautiful. So now you need to go and make one. So if you enjoyed my YouTube video, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe, and then you will get, and click the little bell, and you'll get notified when I release another video. I do Fun Fold Friday pretty well every Friday, unless something's going on when I can't do it. And every now and then I will post another project on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. From Me to You Paper Crafts is who I am. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great weekend. Bye for now, everyone.